I'm Jenny Kim. I'm from Korea. I'm studying Polish language at the language school right now at Warsaw. Well, the very first thing that I was really surprised about was that Polish people eat very quietly. In Korea, it's not really common because if you go to somebody's house and you want to show respect to the host and show that you enjoy the food, you should eat loudly. So when I came here, and that was kind of funny because I was trying to be very nice, and when we came to my boyfriend's parents' place and I was trying to eat as louder as I can, but they didn't really get it, so it was kind of awkward. And another thing was cars. I never seen like such a small cars like you guys have here in Poland. Not that many like these days, but those small Fiats that I saw, I was like, really? You call this a car? How can you actually fit a person there? But then my friends told me that actually sometimes even 4 to 5 people they can fit there. So I was like, wow. I love that Polish people are very hospitable. So for me, that means that even if you don't really know the person, you get invited to his house. And that really means a lot to me as being a Korean person, because in Korea you have to build this strong friendship with the person to get invited to his house. But here it's like everybody is like inviting you and it's very free. And another thing is being pedestrian in Warsaw is really pleasant thing for me here, because as soon as you step on those white marks, everybody stops. And in Korea, it's like mass, you know, it's like no matter if it's green or like red, everybody's going and it's really rush and everything. But here, it's like you can feel safe and I really like it. I don't really like how the work is organized here, because sometimes especially in post offices or even in supermarkets, it can take forever to people, you know, buy like a bread or something. So you have these like huge lines and everybody's standing and only one person is working. So for me, it's not really effective. Another thing that it's not that I don't like, I'm just kind of scared. You have those people and you call them dresiarze. Those people with like shaved hair, and they look really scary for me. And sometimes they talk to me and I'm really freaking out because they kind of reminds me of skinheads. I know they're not, and that it's kind of common that Polish guys have this hairstyle, but still it's a little bit scary. For me, cultural differences are huge. Well, the first thing is that you guys can call your relatives like aunts, uncles, and sometimes even parents by their name. And for me, it's really not acceptable, because in Korea, it's not allowed to do that. You would be punished by your parents. You have to show respect. But here, it seems to be more easy, and also seems to be, you know, like the relationships between you and your family are more like a closer, which I personally like. Well, also, Polish women are very different from Korean women too. They seem to be very strong. You know, they can work, keep the family, cook like 3-4 times a day, raise children, and at the same time look very great. My friend Eva, she told me this phrase in Polish. It sounds that I should gnać chłopaka do roboty, which means that I have to, I don't know, push my boyfriend to go to work or something. And for me, it's truly hilarious, because it's just so funny that Polish women they're having this leadership in relationships. So I think they're kind of strong women. Polish guys are very different from Korean guys. For me, they're acting like I'm all the tough guy kind of, you know, type. And Korean guys are more sweet, I guess. And for example, I had a friend and she was dating a Korean guy. She was Polish, and they went on a date and it got really late and dark, and she asked him to, you know, give her a ride back home, or like, you know, just to walk her to home. And he said, And she said, I'm scared. It's late and it's dark. And his reply was, well, I'm scared too. So I don't think that you can actually expect Polish guys saying that, because Polish guys are more manly for me. And it's just different, you know, the system of dating is different. In Korea, the commitment comes first. So you say, I want to be a couple, or like, I want to be your boyfriend first. And then you may kiss the bride part is allowed. And I guess in Poland is vice versa. Well, I actually had a lot of funny situation in Poland because of the way I look and everything. But I guess the most common one would be when I introduce myself and people would ask me, Kim jesteś? And I would reply, jestem Kim, because that's who I am. And they would be like, no, Kim jesteś? And I would say again, jestem Kim. So we could go for like 3-4 rounds all the time because when I was learning Polish, I didn't know that too, right? So I'm like, jestem Kim, Kim jesteś? And we would just, you know, continually ask each other about our names. That was pretty funny. In Korea, if you drink, you change places. So you go to one bar and then you go to another bar. And sometimes it takes up to 4 rounds, you know, going to different places. But here it's more of a like, everybody's just sit and drink at the same one place till they just, you know, pass out. And music here is not really what I would call my favorite type, because I don't really get the whole disco polo thing. It's not really, you know, my favorite style of music, especially when I was at the club. And so there was this huge disco polo party and people were wearing white gloves and they were shining in the dark. And everybody was so excited about it. And I was like, okay, what is this? Pozdrawiam wszystkich internautów Wirtualnej Polski. Wirtualna Polska. 안녕하세요. 반가워요.